Special needs parents, please take note. This is your official warning. This podcast may contain explicit content, cursing, and or swearing. Thanks.
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Jesse.
I'm Alisha.
And we are
Changing the Chances.
Yeah.
We really should just sing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sing. I don't have a voice for that.
It's not fair for everyone listening that, you know, they're all fans of like American Idol and like Britain's Got Talent. And then they come and listen to us and like, yo, this is where it's at.
Totally. That's exactly what's going through their head right now. You should make a career out of that.
Whoa. They do have silk like butter here.
Oh my God. I'm getting you a shirt. It's just happening. I don't know when or where, but it's gonna say.
I'm gonna open some random Christmas present and it's gonna say silk like butter. A shirt that says silk like butter.
Oh my goodness. I think we're getting a little off topic, but that's fine. That's what we do here, right?
Yeah, why not? It's about being happy and whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
About being happy. Just talking, having a good time.
Actually, today's subject, we thought we would touch base on jealousy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jealousy is a little bit of a bastard.
It is.
It really is. Kind of sneaks up on you sometimes. And a lot of times you might not even know that you're feeling jealousy or, you know, envy.
Yeah.
And
I think the thing about that.
It can be nasty.
The thing about that too is, you know, it obviously doesn't just affect us or parents with kids with disabilities.
Oh, no.
Like, this is just across the board. I am pretty sure anybody who is listening has experienced it in some form or another, whatever the case may be.
Oh, yeah. Every human on the planet has experienced jealousy or envy at some point in their life.
Yeah. I mean, and you hear like parents of typical kids who are jealous because, you know, well, somebody else's kid started walking at 10 months and theirs isn't yet. And you're wondering why that is. And I don't even know.
You're seeing, it's kind of hard, I think, but I also think a lot of parents are also still trying to compare apples to oranges. Like you can't. And it is still hard sometimes because even I will playing with Piper or something and it's like, I've been around her entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have my own subconscious expectations for her. Piper don't give two shits about anybody's expectations. She's going to do what she wants to do when she does it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't compare her to another child that even has CP and hydrocephalus and any, you know, I mean, you could have another child with the exact same diagnosis as Piper, down to a T, 2 grade 4 brain bleeds, all of it. Guess what? That child's still going to be completely different.
Yeah. It's true.
100%, because it doesn't affect every person the exact same way.
Well, and the bottom line is every human is just different.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about it, all of us humans who are considered typical.
I mean, really,
we're all different.
Yeah.
And we're all better 100%. At some things than other things. And
I get jealous. Like, perfect example, Tom Brady.
Oh, man.
This man is like,
I feel like we've brought up Tom Brady before.
An NFL legend, like the GOAT. His wife makes more money than he does.
Tell me what GOAT means again, please.
Greatest of all time.
Thank you. I cannot remember that one for the life of me.
And it just like how he's not a bad lucky man. And he's like stupid rich. His wife is stupid rich. Like, how do you like get all of this stuff, man? Like, it's just not fair. What the hell? You know, so like everybody experiences jealousy. Everybody experiences envy.
100%.
Whether you're typical or, you know, special needs, it does not matter.
Yeah. No, agreed.
I mean, how old was Piper when she finally got to a point where like she was capable of rolling from side to side on her own at will? Like when she wanted, I mean, she still works at it. She still had, but if she wants to roll over, she knows what she has to work and how to do it to roll over. I mean, if you're asking me a real question, I don't have a real answer because I don't know. No, I was asking you real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Good, but it was not a typical child. I mean, most typical kids at
Yeah, no, it took way longer for
a
her
few,
than...
I'm thinking by 6 months, they're rolling over and trying to sit up and stuff on their own.
Yeah.
That was not the case for Piper.
Yeah.
By any means. I mean, even now, I see guys with their son, dad time or whatever. And I'm like, well, that fucking sucks. I do. I still get jealous. It still sucks to this day, 8 years later. Like today, perfect example.
Oh, okay.
Perfect example. So I got transferred from, I work between two shops, and I got transferred from my normal typical shop to another one.
Yep.
And I'm going to be there for a while, from my understanding. And one of the guys that works there, his little boy had to go get some shots today. Well, after he got shots, he was with this dude I work with, his mom and his sister. The little boy was. Okay. So he was crying because he got shots, and they told him, well, we'll stop and see dad because we're close by. And apparently this little boy just buttoned it up, stopped crying, and got super stoked because they were going to go see his dad, right?
That's cute.
Well, this guy told me, hey, dude, you want to see my son? He's here. And I'm a sucker, and I guess I'm a little bit of a glutton for punishment, but
No, you're just a sucker for a kid.
And
so you are.
So I walked out, and this little boy sticks his head out of the sunroof.
Oh my gosh.
And starts going, yeet, 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 yeet. Him and his dad are doing this back and forth together. And it melted my heart and broke it all at the same time.
I get that. 100%.
It sucked, but it was super sweet to see.
No, I get that.
But it sucked.
Oh god. Yeah, I can imagine.
And then he was crawling over my buddy that I work with, crawling over his mom who was in the driver's seat just to get to him. Just because he wanted knuckles, he wanted hugs, and it broke my heart. And then I asked the kid, I'm like, hey man, can I get some knuckles? And he blew it up. No, and I was all right, I gotta go back to work. I did. I walked away.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's all of it I can handle.
Walked away because
Well, and it's hard too, because I think in those situations, obviously those feelings are your feelings and has nothing to do with
exactly
this sweet little innocent child that
super cute kid
is just existing in the world. Kid. So
yeah, no, and he was telling his dad I guess he had like a bug bite on his temple, and it was all raised up, and dad, look, and I was just like, oh my gosh, dude. I'm like, my little girl, I don't know if it's a bug bite or what, but she's got something on the top of her nose, right on her nose. Looks like Rudolph.
Yep, she does.
And he's like, oh, dude, yeah, he's got another one on his butt. And he's like, it's pretty gnarly bug bite, man. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if it's because the season's changing and, these bugs coming inside now for whatever, but yeah. Super cute kid. Yeah. And I did, though. I had to walk away.
I get that.
I hung out for about 5 minutes and I had to walk away.
I definitely feel like when it comes to typically younger kids than Piper and friends or, acquaintances.
Yeah, people we know.
I definitely think it's a double-edged sword because one, I definitely am very happy for them and they're adorable children.
Oh yeah.
And all the exciting things that
their
are happening and
yeah,
I'm very happy because
you're sharing in that joy of those accomplishments.
Agreed. But you're right, on the inside you just die a little bit. And it's just jealousy and
it's what it is.
Sadness.
It's the envy, because I look at it as I should have that. I should have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that little boy stuck his head out of the sunroof, and him and his dad had this just unspoken across the parking lot. They've been doing it.
Oh, man.
It's their thing.
Yeah.
And it was like a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
It really was. For as sweet as the moment was, it was definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I get that.
100%. I mean, barely know this guy. I mean, I've worked with him on and off for a few months now, about 4 months now, and it was awesome to see it, you know, and I see it all the time. But those are the moments that Yep, they do. It's too brute.
What the hell did you just say?
Oh, please don't tell me I have to explain that to you.
No,
Producer?
not at all.
I mean, you got the reference, right? Like,
You said gibberish to me. That's all I know.
Wow.
anyone listening,
Uh-oh.
we have a challenge now. I'm
Okay.
going to issue a listener challenge.
Oh, no.
If anybody understands where that reference comes from,
Say it again.
et tu brute.
And then being stabbed.
And then being stabbed.
Is it from a movie?
We should know this from our history books in school.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Like
Cool.
history books or...
First of all, Maxwell is way younger than us. We don't even know he got taught whatever that was because the history books have been changing so much. Second of all, I was terrible at history, so
it was either history or... Oh, no. Well, it's from a play, I think, or...
You know me.
So it's
I'm
Shakespeare.
super
I'll tell you that. It's Shakespeare.
Okay.
So, how many of our listeners understood that reference? We should see if they can write, like, to Changing the Chances or something. Drop a comment, because apparently the producer and host/co-host, whatever, did not get that reference.
I'm the host. You're the co-host. I'm running the show.
Okay. That's cool. I'm
Okay.
still silk like butter, baby.
We're both marked co-hosts.
Son of a bitch. How could you do that to me, Maxwell, your own sister?
How about you? You can be the anchor and I'll be the host. Yeah?
No, because it's the same thing.
But the anchor sounds like, oh. Like, look, Piper, she's gotten behind it. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Anchor and host.
Oh, goodness gracious. Here
But
we
yeah,
go.
let's get like some responses back from our listeners. How many of you guys got that reference? Because
Okay.
it is.
Maxwell, somebody needs to write this down so I can ask about it on Instagram too. Because I'm going to forget. We know I am. I don't have a pen.
Yeah, we don't have one.
I got jack crap. Hopefully I'll remember
Piper
to
thinks it's hilarious.
put the question up on Instagram when this episode comes out. Fingers crossed.
Essentially.
Any guesses on if I'm going to remember or not? No, you can't tell us now. We have to wait.
Okay, fine. God. But yes.
No Googling it. That's cheating. And not
Quite-
you. I mean the people.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
people listening.
No
Googling
cheating.
it. No
If
cheating.
you actually got the reference and you know what it's from and the hint or whatever. But it happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Here's your history lesson for today. Oh, sorry. That was
Yeah,
loud.
from deranged blue collar American.
Oh my God. Is that how you're referring yourself now?
Well,
I don't think that's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure that's probably how the world views us all. Ugh, you are listening to that American.
Now we're pissing off the French people.
None of these I can keep.
Oh,
Why not?
I'm not. I mean,
You can't cut it all out. Come on. This is part of our charm.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, you better think hard.
yeah.
Anyways, so
But envy,
Yes.
envy and jealousy strikes everybody, and sometimes
Mhm.
it's harder than others. You know, like the moment.
yeah.
Like today was a rough one. I had
Yeah.
to walk. Like
Yeah.
other times, you know, like if we take Piper for a walk and we're by a park or something, and
Mhm.
you know, yeah, it's a little easier because we just kind of like walk by. But I think today was different because I interacted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like a total kick in the balls. Like,
I think
it was
that,
sweet, but
I think that it's crazy too, like how it like comes in waves or at moments. Because, you know, Piper goes to a public school. She is surrounded by typical children all day.
yeah.
And 99.9% of the time, it doesn't faze me. I don't think twice about it. It's just what we do. It's our
Yep.
lives, and it's fine. It's great, and it's wonderful, and I love where she goes, and it's great. So it's just amazing sometimes when it just sneaks up on you, and just gets you
Sucker punches you.
in a moment, and there's not anything you can do about it except for just sit in the feeling and acknowledge it and let it pass.
Yep. That's what I've learned is it just, I try to throw my mind on something else. So like to help the moment pass. Yeah. Because luckily I was at work and it was like, cool, I'm just going to walk away and find something to do.
Yeah. I definitely think I try to like distance myself from whatever is.
Yeah. Because why kind of like stew in that moment knowing what it's doing to you? Like, no, why?
Yeah. I think, every year since Piper has started school. Yeah, pretty sure. Back to school night gets me every freaking time. And every year I think it's going to get better because I know what to expect because we've done it before. She's currently in 3rd grade. This isn't her first rodeo. Yeah. But whatever it is about back to school night gets me every dang time. And I think it's because you go into the classroom, you meet your teacher, and they explain all these expectations that they're going to have of your kids this year. And as the older they get, obviously, the more expectations they have of them as humans because they're getting older. And it's always just a reminder where she's not.
And I saw a meme on Facebook and I posted it on my page. And I don't remember the specific wording, but it was about IEP plans or something like that. And
I vaguely remember it, but
and it's like, you should be trying to lift these parents up because they already know.
Yeah, it's basically saying in an IEP meeting, maybe when you're meeting with teachers or
when teachers are meeting with parents,
to say all the wonderful things your kid is doing and not what they're not doing, because we already know what they're not doing.
Yeah, you don't have to reinforce. You don't have to reinforce that. Guess what? She can't read a book or do math problems or have any like in-depth social interactions because it's very difficult for her. Mm-hmm. And these are still young children that don't have a ton of attention span. You know what I mean? Like sometimes to hear Piper, she may not be verbal with words, but you can still pay attention and hear Piper.
Yeah. And she's still communicating to you.
You just have to be willing to watch and listen in a different way. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot to ask for kids in 3rd grade.
It is, but they also are just so open-minded about it.
They are. From what you said in that, I guess, meeting or introduction that you had at the school with the kids, I felt like it sounded very positive with all the kids. You know what I mean? And even the aftermath, like you were saying, like the kids are responding very well. Mm-hmm. The teachers are like, they're, saying hi to her in the morning and, stuff like that. And just really trying to engage with her more now, knowing what they know about her.
Like the teacher was telling me, the kids are singing to her when she shows up to class now. And there were 2 girls and she happened to walk in and 2 girls had pulled their chairs up next to Piper and were reading her a book, which is so incredibly sweet. And today I actually went up to one of the girls' mom because she's been around, so I know.
You've seen her.
I know.
You've seen her around.
Not that we've ever like really talked in the years that she's been around, but I did. I went up to her today at the beginning of school and I just let her know. I said, hi, I just wanted to let you know that your daughter is in my daughter's class, Piper's class. And pretty much everybody knows Piper because, again, she's the only one in a wheelchair, so she's really hard to miss.
She kind of stands out.
And I just let her know. I said, I want you to know that your daughter is very sweet. She's just so incredibly sweet, and she just melted my heart when I came into the class and was talking about Piper, and she just is an amazing human, and I wanted you to know that.
Seeing that, I feel like it's got to be part of the parenting.
Her mom was very nice. She's like, it's so nice of you to say that. And I'm so happy to hear that because it just means that we're doing something. Yeah. She's actually nice at school because, when she's home with her siblings, they're not nice to each other. So
because you're different.
It is. It's different.
It's different with your siblings and your parents as
Yeah.
opposed to like your peers and
But I
teachers
think
and stuff
hearing
like that.
from another parent's always nice.
100%. I'm sure my mom would have maybe loved to have heard, as opposed to your son just beat the crap out of my son.
Well, that's fun.
Actually being like, your son was so sweet. And
I love hearing things from other parents.
I know that's
And
what I'm saying.
teachers
Like
and-
it's
Yeah.
hearing any, like when people talk about like Miss Linda at work, when she talks about Piper and she always references her smile. Like,
Because it's the best.
Like, how can you not smile when you see her smile? Like, you
Yeah.
just have to. It's contagious.
Yeah.
So when other people, mention it, and it's like, yes, I do know that smile because that smile lights up my day all the time. And it it does. It helps knowing or seeing that other people see that within her as well. Even though she's not a typical child, she's just as wonderful as any typical kid. She looks like such a teenager right there. Just,
I know.
let me paint you guys a picture. She is sitting in her little chair, her like little recliner chair on the floor, getting her feed with one sock on and one sock off, and some plaid PJ pants and a gray shirt, with her arm draped over her head, chilling. She looks like she's like 18, just hanging out. Honey badger don't give a fuck.
Well, I just took a picture, so I'll post it when this when this episode comes out.
Because it's like, we have an 8-year-old that, gosh darn, sometimes feels like she's going on 18.
Agreed. But I don't want to wish this time away. 8's good.
No. 8 is good because
Yeah.
guess what? We're going to wake up one day and she is going to be turning 18.
Oh,
One day
my
real
goodness.
soon, I'm sure.
And that'll bring a whole new level of jealousy
Yeah, it will.
to my life.
Like I want to bring up how I can get like, yeah, it'll bring up a whole new set of things, huh?
Yep.
I want to bring up, I get jealous of other parents.
1,000,000%.
Other parents with typical kids, like
Ugh.
at 8 and 10 years old. They've got siblings or whatever, and they can go out to dinner or go to a concert or just do little things like that we can't.
Like with their kids or without their kids? What are you saying?
I just feel like they've got more freedom, like with or without their kids.
And I know it's generalizing because not everybody has help and support and all that, but
and we have an awesome support group,
which I think is super important to point out, because on no planet am I saying that we are like in this alone. And
no. That's not what this is about at all. No, I'm just saying it's
this girl.
I'm not by any means am I saying that it's just more difficult for us to set things up. Like we have to plan.
Well, not
like
only
full
that,
on, and things change.
oh yes, yes, quickly.
I mean, things change for everybody.
Yes,
but
yes, it's more
there's
just like
a few more factors in there.
yeah. And unfortunately, our support system consists of older people in our lives, mostly.
Yeah,
And Piper is only getting bigger, and
I'm like, our support group's only getting older, and she's only getting bigger.
So it's hard. It's hard.
It really is. I'm like, it's starting to get a little more difficult for us, and we're younger.
Yeah.
So for like my mom and your mom,
Yeah.
Well, your dad doesn't hold her, but you know what I mean? It's your brother Jay holds her and Brooke will hold her. I mean,
it's been
she's
a long
almost
time. It's been a long time.
I guess that's true.
If you think, I don't remember the last time that either of them held her. So.
Well, it's because they're always doing softball. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're always gone.
Oh yeah,
But no,
it's
like
just different. They're
no,
just,
your brother will. I think it's the sweetest thing when he loves on her, when he just picks her up and just whatever. Like it. Yeah. But it's been a little while since I've seen him.
yeah. Well, because she's not a baby anymore.
No. I mean, gosh, I think we give her a couple more years and she'll probably be as tall as Aunt B. But
Like nobody picks her up and loves her anymore except for maybe me, and that is like
I will on Saturdays and Sundays. But I'm usually sitting on the couch
okay.
with her.
No, I like pick her up and hold her.
If I do, it's only for a couple minutes, and then I usually sit down because it hurts my
But
back.
it is few and far between because she's 8. She's as big as an 8-year-old.
Well, guess what? If she was typical, I would not be picking her up and walking around with her because I'd be like, "Child, you got 2 sets. You got a set of legs of your own. Do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk."
No, agreed. I understand completely. But
Like,
she
I am
doesn't
not
have a
pick-
set of legs
No.
at work, so
No, and that's my thing. Is like just another thing I get jealous about, like that she can't just get up and go do things that she wants to do because you can see it. You can see it now.
yeah.
That
Well, and it's funny, but this is the thing too. If you look at her, you can see the anger. Maybe anger is a strong word, but when she wants,
I would say more frustration.
okay, frustration. There you go. It's a good one. When she does want to like move or do certain things, because she has a walker,
Oh my gosh.
and
She's been killing it in this thing, man.
so when
And she loves it.
when she gets moving, currently right now she only moves sideways on her own. It's the only, and it's fine. We don't care. I'm like,
no,
listen, girl,
you're-
you walk
go
sideways. I don't care.
You walk the world sideways. I don't even care.
Do not care one bit. We do help her to try and teach her to go forwards correctly, but I'm
I
just
feel
saying,
like that motion for her, like forward and backward with her legs, is difficult because you have to pick your legs up. I was trying to figure out how to work.
Yeah.
Like you had,
Due to her high muscle tone,
Yes.
it's harder. Yes.
and going sideways, you can like shuffle.
yeah.
And she's starting to figure that shuffle
Yeah.
out, and she can get going, man.
Yeah. And she can, but it just, sometimes it definitely wears her out fast though, because, it's not her
That's a
typical.
lot. It is. It's a lot of work. Cause
She'll like book it across the kitchen and then she's like, I'm good. I just need to sit here for the next 10 minutes and recuperate. And then I'll get another burst of energy and then she'll go again.
Because she knows that she can do it, and she knows that it's fun. She likes
Mhm.
it.
But sometimes when I ask her to do something, because I'm like, you want to do it. Like, right, we always talk about working with communication with her.
Yeah.
Even today, I was giving her a choice
Hmm.
between 2 things on her Tony box, which one she wanted to listen to. And all I wanted her to do was knock over or touch or acknowledge the
Extend
character.
her arm.
Anything to choose the one she wants. Because I know she wants to have an opinion. I can see it in her. It's there.
Oh,
She
yeah,
wants to
it's-
have an
yeah.
opinion. But when I ask her and she totally withdraws into a shell, I'm like, yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm like,
right, what's
Piper,
going
this
on?
is the conversation I had with her. I said, Piper, you have to help me. If you want your voice to be heard, if you want to learn to say things, then you need to do these things. And you need to help me because it'll never get easier if you don't try. So,
Well, she was obviously listening because she stopped.
just now,
Yeah,
I
because
know.
she was like, and,
I heard her.
and she stopped. Yep.
It's because I pulled out my stern voice.
Oh, that's your stern voice.
Well, that's my.
I'm like, it doesn't. It sounds a lot more different. No, that's not right.
I don't know. What are you trying to say? Like, what's the whole
it-
sentence? It's the whole thought.
It sounds a lot more different at 2:30 in the morning when you.
Oh,
get-
yeah. No, that's because I'm trying not to yell voice.
That's
At 2 o'clock in the morning. That is like speaking through gritted teeth to try not raise my voice because I'm so angry and sleep deprived. And I know that's not her fault, but at the same time, I'm still angry and sleep deprived. That
So-
is like talking through gritted teeth. Like
'cause
when
I
you're
know,
in the
'cause I'll
store and you're
hear
trying.
you and you're like, we're not doing this right now. It is time to sleep.
I know. Look at your angry gritted teeth
Yeah.
speaking. That's exactly what it is at 2 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I'm not going to pretend and hide that. This is real shit here. Like,
Oh no.
am
And that's the
not.
thing, is she needs to understand that too, is, and like, unless, and that's what I'm hoping is, if she's going to get our attention like that, it's got to be for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you not feel good?
Uh-huh.
Is something going on? Not just because she knows that she can get us to go in there.
Mm-hmm. And it is. And that's a fine line. Like, some nights it is just because she's awake and unfortunately she can't sleep, which I feel terrible
And
for.
that's
but I
just what I was going to say. I think some nights, for as much as she would probably want to just go to sleep, she just physically can't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
but
she just can't sleep.
But I can't. She just has to lay there. I can't do anything else because the
Oh,
problem
I
is
know.
she'll fall into that pattern where it's like, cool, I'm up at 2 a.m. and we get to be awake. No, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, because
You have
she
to
does
sleep.
good with routines and she does good with patterns. But if you
I
let a couple
acknowledge,
you let a couple nights turn into a week, and next thing you know, she thinks, okay, 2:00 we can get up and rock and roll. No, fuck that. It ain't happening.
So it's just a fine line.
No.
Trying to understand that.
Oh.
And I think, what I'm really jealous of is everybody talks, and I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase personally, but I hear it everywhere, is it's just a season of life, which makes total sense. So when people have newborns and they're up all night and, they never sleep and they're up every 2 hours, everyone's like, it's just a season. It will pass. Because generally, it's very true. It is a season that passes.
It won't last forever.
This is not the case for us.
No, that is definitely not the case for us. And I've even mentioned it, like, just talking with people, and it's like, I thought diapers were going to just be a little while thing, and it's not.
Yeah.
I thought picking her up and getting, transporting her.
Yeah.
Was going to be a limited time thing because, by a year, most kids are at least attempting to try and walk and stuff. She just doesn't have that ability.
Yeah.
So and it sucks. It's hard. And it's nothing that we asked for. It's nothing that she asked for.
Yeah. And
but it still doesn't mean that jealousy gives two shits.
Yeah. And jealousy doesn't make me less grateful for her.
No. And that's the thing is I really want people to
that.
understand, like, just because we get jealous doesn't mean that we don't appreciate or love her or our lives with her. It just means that, what? Yeah, that everybody, you've got typical parents that are like, gosh, I wish my son was a football player and into this and into that. And they've got a total bookworm that just wants to play video games and read books and, doesn't care anything about any sport. You know what I mean? Like, and they get jealous because they're, next door neighbor over there is playing pitch with, Johnny. Yeah. And it's like, man, I wish my kid was out there wanting to throw the ball around instead of being buried in a book.
I am the kind of person, and I'm sure you can see this in me once I say it.
All right, now I can see is you trying to resist from crying.
Not crying. For some reason, it has been an emotional day for me, and I cannot figure it out. And it's been a lot today, so I am trying to keep it together.
Reel it in.
I'm trying really hard. I can see myself. Again, like I said before, I'm very happy for my friends and their kids and their struggles and their wins and their, with all their typical kids. It's great. I'm happy for them, and I love listening, and I love being a part of their lives in whatever way. But I can definitely see myself on a bad day lashing out because that is who I am as a human. And I can only imagine somebody saying something like, I wish my child was into football and not a bookworm. And me retorting, well, I wish my child could fucking walk. So...
or read a book on their own.
like, just almost like...
I get that because there are some times where, and in 17 years, you've been around, you know, shit just flows from my mouth like diarrhea sometimes. And I'm like, wow, yep, that just came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And once it comes out, you can't take it back.
You cannot take it back.
You can't take words back.
No.
They're out there. They've been said. What damage they do, they do.
Agreed. Yep.
And I'm pretty sure if I was having a rough day and somebody was to say something, you know, even along the lines of, you know, well, I wish my son, or just anything of me being like, well, at least you fucking have one. Or, you know, like, you should just be grateful yours is around.
Yep.
Oh, I can't believe my daughter this, or, you know, she's just so, you should just be glad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's definitely, and I have read.
It's just one of those things that are taken for granted because it hasn't.
And again, I'm happy to listen. I get it. I'm the first to tell you everybody's battles are different and everybody's
100%
struggles are different. Doesn't mean they're worse, easier, better. They're just different because we all live different lives.
Like, I can't imagine, like, because we're not in that situation. Yeah. I can't imagine her as an 8-year-old typical child running around like a bat out of hell with her grimy little hands and everything. I mean, she already, like, will do stuff to spite you.
I know.
She's like the cat meme where, like, don't you knock over that glass vase, and the cat taps it. Don't you do it, and he taps it again. You better stop that, and he, like, knocks it off the table, and he just look.
Are you saying a cat is her spirit animal?
Maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah. Because you will tell Piper, like, Piper, stop doing that. And she will get the biggest shit-eating grin on her face.
Mm-hmm. Just like a kid.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Just like any other kid. And continue doing what you asked.
Make eye contact with you and do it.
And it's like
just to spite
you. Can see it in her eyes. And go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It is. No. It really is. But I can definitely see myself, just like you said, having a rough day and just snapping.
Yeah. I think.
But I'm there too. I'm right there with you. Like, I can appreciate, like, our friend, his son is super into baseball. Super into baseball.
Yeah.
And he's doing very well for himself. He just went off to college.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing great for himself. Am I a little jealous? Because it is our friend who is a male and is a dad and his son. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. And he and I have had this conversation. And he's like, dude, I can get it. Yeah. Like, I can see it. I may not get it, but I can see it.
But, you know, they also had their own, I won't get into it, but they had their own stuff before before their son. So.
Yes. But it also,
they've had their own difficulties with things.
Exactly. 100%. But it doesn't mean just because I'm jealous that I don't like hearing about his accomplishments. Like, I almost live vicariously through these, like, you know, oh, dude, like, he's killing it on the slider ball. And, you know, even after his surgery, like, his coach is saying he looks real good. Like, dude, right on, because you're invested. Yeah. You know, this is your friend. This is your friend's child.
Yeah.
And you want good things from them.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Just because our child was dealt a bad hand doesn't mean that we're going to be like, well, hopefully that fracture in his arm just ends his freaking career right now. No, dude, like,
that's just being bitter.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no. I wish good fortune. I hope good fortune and things like that for our friends and families that are having children and, you know, planning on having children. Yeah. And is it difficult seeing some of, you know, cousins that are maybe her age or younger, other kids that she's around that are younger, running and doing all these other things? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, Piper should, in my mind, sometimes I think about it, she should be out there with her cousins running and playing and, you know, doing all these things. And she can't.
Yeah. No,
I still get jealous with that. We go for a walk around the park and you see these kids, you know, going up and going down the slide by themselves and playing on the monkey bars, and Piper should be doing that by herself, you know, what she wants to do with, those opportunities that you give your child when you go to the park. Yeah, dude, there you go. Have at it. You're at a park. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Be careful. You're going to fall down. You're going to get scraped. Like, I'm even envious of that. Piper has no fear. Sometimes it's great.
Oh my God, that girl has no fucking fear.
None. Whatsoever. But there are times where it's like, I wish that she was able to fall down and scrape her knee, bump an elbow, get that hurt and have that fear because she's having those experiences.
No, I get that for sure. Piper has done things, but they haven't instilled fear because I think they don't happen enough.
They don't happen often enough.
Obviously not going to put her in any situations where they can happen because that's just stupid. But, she's definitely like rolls off her beanbag, which is on the ground. It's not.
But she still thinks it's funny.
Yeah, she thinks it's hilarious. Because it doesn't hurt.
I would say her closest thing to fear is when she is coherent and we take her to the hospital. Because then her whole demeanor changes.
Oh, yeah. No, she knows exactly where she is. And she's like,
She knows 100% where she's at and she doesn't want to fucking be there.
Yeah.
Because if she's coherent, we're not taking her in because she's out of it going into a seizure and stuff or in the middle of one. But because
even just for an appointment,
you have
to go to the hospital for it. Yeah.
She knows and her entire demeanor changes.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the closest thing to fear. It's probably more like PTSD.
She's like, fuck this place. I'm out. Nope.
But that's probably like her closest thing to fear because, she doesn't.
Yeah. No, agreed. You're right.
Grams doesn't let nothing happen to her. Nana doesn't let nothing happen to her. Dad doesn't let nothing happen to her. Mom,
Yeah.
She just doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But I do sometimes think like, you know what? I wish that she could get on a bike and, take the training wheels off and honestly fall down and eat shit. Every kid needs it, in my opinion. Like those want to try and climb a tree because you're like curious. It's
a learning moment.
Yeah, those learning moments. And you get those little fears. Well, last time I did that, I really ate shit. Do I want to do that? I had a good time. That was fun. I'll do it again. But,
when you weigh the consequences.
Yeah, when you start like, I want those things for her. I get a little jealous that she can't have those experiences on her own.
Yeah.
Of her own accord and free will.
I got you. I hear you.
But no, I think that a lot of parents experience jealousy and envy. A lot of special needs, I'm sorry. Parents in general, but I think a lot of special needs parents experience jealousy and envy quite often, more than we'd probably like to admit. And it sucks, and it's nobody else's fault.
No.
But that's the thing about jealousy, though, is sometimes you don't even know it. Like today, I didn't, when that guy was like, hey, you want to come out and meet my kid? I didn't hesitate. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
It did not hit me until he popped his head out of that fucking sunroof. Yee, yee, yee. And it was just like, oh, fuck, you're too cute, kid.
You're like, and never mind. I don't want to be in this situation anymore.
Am I an ass if I just say, you know what? Deuces, I got to go back inside. Like, I can't do this.
I get it. It's hard. It's so crazy because I didn't even want twins. Let's just be completely honest. I didn't even want them. And this is before I found out I was having them. Let me clarify this right now. When it was a running joke that we were gonna have them, I was like, "Fuck that! Sounds terrible." No. Then we found out we were having them, and of course, I grew to love.
Within a matter of hours, we went from being overwhelmingly shocked to overjoyed.
Yeah.
In just a span of a few hours. And
so
I loved the idea.
I just have to say that's probably like the biggest struggle for me nowadays.
What?
Is I cannot be around twins. I don't know how to be.
You were around one. My cousin Amanda was out here. She's a twin. Or you mean like together?
Like
seeing twins at the playground?
Amanda, I know Amanda is one of them, but
It's just weird. Like, I don't even follow him on Instagram. Like, there are people I followed on Instagram for a while who had twins. People I don't even know. Like not
nope.
like legitly no, you know.
Nope, I don't need to follow you.
And I had to unfollow him.
Just because it's a hard thing. And I get it. It's, you know, my thing may not, you know, I still refer to our kids as the twins because they were, you know, they're our twins.
They are. You are correct.
But yeah, I don't have a problem with twins. Mine's dads with little boys, with their sons. Dads with sons is what gets me.
I get that.
Because it's like as soon as we found out, you know, because he was like, haha, look at me, I've got a wiener, I'm a boy. And I'm like, yep, that's my boy.
Oh, Lord.
Like, as soon as that moment hit, like, I had all these hopes and all these expectations. And, you know, like, I'm going to dress him up in DC shoes. And, you know, he's going to have spiky hair and, you know, just all these things. And it doesn't happen.
Yep. I hear that.
Like, there's another guy that I work with, you know, him and his little boy will roll with him most days.
Oh my gosh. He's so dang cute.
And Alisha finally got to meet him. And
so dang cute.
so this little boy, we went to a birthday party a couple weekends ago for Miss Linda, actually, and her daughter. And so this guy that I work with, him and his little boy was there, and Alisha finally got to meet this little boy. And this kid is super sweet. He's 4.
So cute.
And this guy I work with, because he walked up and looked at Piper and just blatantly confused. You know, he's 4 years old. And
yeah.
So I had to explain to him, like, hey, buddy, this is my little girl. Just like how he's your dad, I'm her dad. And he was just kind of like, yeah, okay, and took off. Like, like, you know, he acknowledged Piper and was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to go play now. Like, yeah. You know, yeah. And so I was talking to this guy I work with, and I'm like, yeah, he just kind of looked a little confused. And he goes, oh, yeah, man, sorry, but he's never seen. And I said, you know what? I'd rather introduce him to Piper and let him see someone in a wheelchair so that now he at least knows, you know, like, yeah. And he fell in love with Piper too. Like, oh my gosh, this guy I worked with, he's like, so dude,
sweet with her. He was so sweet with her.
Yeah, because he kept asking me. He's like, when are you gonna bring her? Every time she stops by, I'm out, dude. I've yet, you know, everybody talks about her.
Yeah, I've taken her into work. And I know lots of people there before Jesse worked there because my mom's worked there for years. So I go in and say hi, but yeah, he was never there. So
he finally got to meet her, and he was super excited about it. But there are days when they come into the shop, mm-hmm. you know, at the other shop that I'm not at the moment, and it's hard. It's a struggle. Yeah, because this little boy,
he's so dang cute.
Well, and this little boy will call for me.
That's because kids love you. You are a child magnet.
I'll be putting parts away, and he'll come in and Jesse, and it's so I'll come over and I'll say hi to him and stuff. But
I know
there are some days where I'm just like, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm busy. Yeah, and even if I'm not super busy, I just can't, and I make myself busy because it's just like.
That's a tough one.
But
you know what though, and I also
that'd be the jealousy.
Just a side little note, because you know we were talking about how he didn't really know how to interact with. He was confused about Piper, mm-hmm. And the thing is I on no planet do I expect or want people to force their children to interact with her. You know what? I don't want you to act like she's the plague.
No, by no, yeah.
She's a child.
She's a human being, yeah.
But you know what? If your kid is not interested in trying to interact with her, it's totally cool. It's fine. Like, and not everybody's going to be everybody's best friend, and that's okay.
And that's what I figured, because there were other kids there mm-hmm. that he could run around with. Guess what? He's a typical 4-year-old kid. He wants to run and play.
Yeah.
Piper is something new and obviously different that he's never seen a child in a wheelchair before.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know how to process that. He doesn't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to revert back to what he knows. I'm going to go play. Like he
it's
did.
totally
He was
cool.
just like,
we can introduce her. And,
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Bye. Like
Yeah.
and you, sweet. Maybe next time he will be a little more interactive. Or maybe if he ever sees somebody in a wheelchair, maybe he won't be as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, the way I see it is, it was still a positive experience for that little boy to at least meet Piper.
Agreed.
Whether they played or truly like
Not gonna
deeply
hurt him at
interacted
all.
or anything, didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And it exposed him to that and lets him know that that's a thing in this world, that people are in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we had. Just kind of covering jealousy and
Yeah. I know that we covered a lot.
yeah,
We covered
this
a lot,
one.
but it brings
this
up
one,
it brings up a lot of emotions. So
yeah, this one I feel like was a little bit of a longer one, but
yeah, maybe this wasn't the day to do it. I don't. Oh my god! I just got the eye. I just got the eye from my
I
producer.
got the side eye too.
My god.
Pineapple.
He only says that when we're arguing.
So what do we say when he gives us the side eye?
I don't know.
Banana.
I like that. We're banana when he's all like, eh. And he's pineapple when we're
Eh.
Just a bunch of bananas and pineapples over here.
But anyway, we hope that you guys enjoyed the episode and
thanks for coming back.
Wasn't too.
It was brought up a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't
and
too rough or
apparently
anything.
having an emotional day, and it was a rough one for me. And
yeah.
Good Lord. Anyways,
But thanks for coming in, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
You are the best chapter in